Well, another Haiku Friday is upon us, today being February 24th, 2017. And I have a lot of haikus for you this morning. I would have had more haikus, and a little something I want to talk about at the end of this episode, which I think if anybody's been following what's been going on Facebook, you'll probably be interested. I kind of referred that I didn't want to become a character from a Kurt Vonnegut novel in this, and I guess it was successfully avoided, but I want to talk about that at the end. So please join me in reading these, and I'll read these, and then I'll tell you what's going on. Okay. Our first one is from Eve. Eve writes, all forms of water, at once with snow and fog, and creeks at higher tide. Higher tides. Sorry, Eve. I screwed that up. Let me do that over again. All forms of water at once with snow and fog, and creeks at higher tides. Thank you. Hi, Brett. Thank you, Eve. Okay, so here's one from, we've got two Leahs, which is really, you think about it, it's kind of cool. Two Leahs joining us this morning. The first one was from Neighbor Leah. Neighbor Leah writes, so this is winter, eternal ice, encased world, even with a thaw. Yes, indeed, Leah, that's what we're living through right now. And I heard 2 more inches of snow on Monday, so get ready for more fun. All right, 2 from Phyllis, another neighbor, kind of a neighborly Haiku Friday. Phyllis writes, cannot think today, sanity escaped again, it went where time goes. Thank you, Phyllis. All right, second one from Phyllis. I think I am nuts. Today, I am sure of it. Let's dance the polka. Phyllis, let's dance the polka. You and me, we'll do it. I don't know how to do the polka, but I'm sure you can teach me. All right, now we'll go to Montana Leah. And I'll read her haiku, and then I'll kind of explain what it's about, because it's really cool. So Leah writes, my soldier's journey home from Iraq, in my arms now, hold him close, tears, smile. That's beautiful. And her son is in the Army Specialist Fortenberry 101st Airborne Division. And thank you, sir, for your service. Leah said she drove 2,200 miles through 9 states in 2.5 days to see your boy. And I just think that's really beautiful, very moving. Thank you. Thank you very much, Leah. Okay, here's one from my old buddy, Lynn. Lynn writes, capitalist stooge with haikus clear like vodka, embrace me like bear. Okay, Lynn, if I was anywhere to embrace you, I would embrace you like a bear. And thank you. The bear never sleeps. Remember that. Okay, here's one from Dawn. Dawn, another nuclear warrior as well. Nuclear war is bad. Holocaust would be far worse, says President Trump. Dawn, thank you. Dawn, words of wisdom for the ages. Okay, here's one from Bob. Bob does this sometimes. He says he forgets Haiku Friday, but we know what's really going on. So Bob writes, darn, Haiku Friday again? No haiku to share with John. Calendar alert? Yeah, I think you already have a calendar alert, Bob. Thanks. And here's one from my buddy Justin. And Justin was a smoke jumper, you call him. I'm sorry, I was up a lot last night at work, so my brain's a little foggy. But Justin was a smoke jumper before his life as a structural firefighter. And Justin writes, Parachute billows, updraft, and wishful thinking, I return to earth. Thank you, Justin. Beautiful. Okay, now we have our usual crowd pleasers here. We have one from Rico-san. And Rico-san is writing, human life on earth, beginning as a garden, ending as a desert. Well, I hope not. I hope not, Rico-san. But you know, it could be right, but we'll just keep doing our haikus, even in a desert if we have to. All right, I've got two from my buddy Steen. Steen writes, oh, testosterone, like fish sauce in green curry, you complete me. I'm glad you're feeling completed, Steen. That's beautiful. And the last one's from Steen. Lipstick on a mug, it won't even smudge. Now that's real staying power. Boom. All right, that was Steen. That kind of concludes the formal Haiku Friday part, but I want to talk a little bit about something. You may have been following some conversation I have with a friend of mine on Facebook, and he was a buddy of mine that actually he was an early joiner on Haiku Friday. And I had at one point asked him, he was starting to take pictures of cocktail napkins and then sending them in. I really like to have a digital format to put everybody's haikus up on. And so I said, hey, you know, I like it. It looks cool, but would you mind giving me a digital format when you submit your haikus? You know, you can email me, text me, message me, put them as a comment on the Facebook post. And I think he felt angry that I asked him to do that. So he hasn't participated in Haiku Friday since then. I don't know how long it's been, maybe a year. So anyways, we're going back and forth. This friend of mine, he's very much pro-Trump, as you know. I'm anti-Trump. And we went back and forth on Facebook with a lot of stuff. And he said, well, just do this for me. If I write a haiku, will you read it on your on Haiku Friday? And I said, sure, I'll read your haikus. You know, and I figured they would be pretty mean or mean against me. And so he sent them to me, and there were 132 haikus that he wrote. And if I did my math correctly, if he took 10 minutes to write each haiku, that was 20 hours. And if he took 5 minutes for each haiku, that was at least 10 hours. So he put a lot of time into 132 haikus. And I read them, and they were kind of as expected. There was a lot of anti-liberal stuff, which is okay. A lot of anti-stuff to me. Basically, I'm a piece of shit. And there was a anti-trans stuff in there. I think there was pretty equal opportunity offender, which is okay. I mean, that's fine. But you know, this is my space in here. It's not really a public forum. I kind of have to own it. My wife reminded me this morning that Haiku Friday is a beautiful thing, and why would I want to make something, you know, that made people feel bad and made people really angry, which I guess is okay. I mean, I think I've done that. But for me, the real problem was 132 haikus that I would have to read was two hours. And I knew exactly what he was doing. I mean, it's kind of a technique like your kids might do, where you say you're going to do something for them, and then, you know, you don't get them the pony, and so they're angry. And I mean, Steve's not a kid. He's a good guy. But I could see it was pretty basic technique of trying to manipulate somebody. So I would be a liar that I didn't read 2 hours worth of haikus. So I felt like I was not going to be manipulated. I wasn't going to be bullied or, really domineered over by saying that. So I told him, I said, give me 3 haikus, which is a lot of haikus. Give me 3. Give me your 3 worst ones, your most hateful ones, your most, in my view, hateful, maybe your most patriotic ones, whatever you'd want to call it. They could all be about me. What a piece of garbage I am. And you could do that. That would be fine. And I would read those. But instead, Steve countered that, no, he knew I would do this all along. And I'm sure there's more follow-ups on it. So I would invite you. Right now, it's the post right before this one. You can look. And you can look up, if you're a friend with me on Facebook, you can see what Steve wrote. And you can read the 132 haikus, and you can take a nice shower afterwards if you want. Or if you like them, you could bask in the glow of them. So anyway, I am not going to post, and he asked me not to read any of them, and he didn't want them posted if I wasn't going to read. If I couldn't read them all, then he didn't want any read, didn't want them posted, all that stuff. So we're left with that. And again, this is my format. If you want to make like an alt-right Haiku Friday, that's cool, man. Go for it. And, part of me would like people to read it just to kind of see what's out there. And this is a friend of mine. This is a guy I flew with and a guy I worked with. So if you could read what he wrote. And some of it's actually pretty funny and some of it's pretty good. Steve's a good guy. I just don't really know what happened. And if you're a praying person, I would pray for him. And hopefully you'd pray for me too. And we're all going to get through this thing. And we can all have a beer about it and laugh later, I hope. But I'm not going to participate, like I said, in some kind of Mother Night experiment where I'm putting out the words of hate. At least that's my view. They're hateful words. So anyways, I wish all of you much peace. I'm really sorry. I'm really sorry about the long editorial in the end. And I will see you all soon. Haiku Friday means a lot to me. As you know, I've been at it for, I think, going on 2 years, I believe. And we've seen them come and we've seen them go. And we're just going to keep doing this as long as we can. And thank you very much for your love. And we're all in this together. And I think we can disagree with a lot of stuff and still, hopefully, like I said, at the end of the day, have a beer together and remember that we are all friends. So anyway, I'm certainly not the most innocent in this battle either. So that's just where I'm coming from. Like I said, if you want to read them, go to the last post. I think it's here. And if he pulls it, and if you really want to see it, I wouldn't recommend it. But if Steve pulls his post, that would be okay too. But I have copied it, so I can send it to you if you really want to read it. Okay. Again, 132, 10 to 20 hours worth of work of haikus that he wrote, not really expecting me to read, but to hold as a sledgehammer when I didn't read them. All right, you guys, that was kind of heavy. I hope I don't have to do that again. I won't do it again. And thank you very much. And I will see you the next Haiku Friday, which is Friday next week, interestingly enough. All right. Thank you very much. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.